What is your thank God it was just a dream moment? Dreamt that there was a guy with a knife stabbed in the chest. Instead of what I would do like a normal person and call the police or something, I evilly stuck the knife deeper and grinned like I was a different person, like a psychotic demon, if you will. It was one of those not what happened to me but what I did that disturbed me, and I filed it as a nightmare. That or the one when my balls fell out. Take your pick. I was not prepared for those last two sentences. Bravo. My dream started with me waking up from a coma and discovering that I had been in a coma for 8 years. My parents were dead, my brother was dead, my friends weren't there anymore. I was all alone, realizing that I have nobody in my life and that the best years of my life have been wasted. The dream was different from my other dreams. This dream felt very, very real and realistic. Usually I can control my dreams, but I was powerless in this one. The feeling of panic, hopelessness and sadness was so strong that I killed myself, and that is when I woke up. Although I was panicking a little bit afterwards and feeling that this actually happened, I was very relieved that I woke up. Whoa, that's intense. Glad you noped out of that timeline. I fell off a cliff and died. For some reason I didn't wake up. My dream even had a small funeral service scene for me. Well, that's nice. Press F to pay respects. Going to school naked. Yep. I recently had a dream that my dog died. My sister came up to me and just told me. I had no recollection of him dying, and in that moment she told me I had to do my best to hold back tears. I was so confused during the dream because the news just blindsided me. The next morning I woke up and saw him sitting in his little bed. It was quite the scare. This dream happens to me a lot. Also with dreams that my pets have escaped. They absolutely suck, but nothing hits as painfully as dreaming about a pet that passed away. I've had multiple dreams about my old cat being revived, somehow coming back, or just being alive in general. They feel so real, but then I wake up and she's not there. That I was pregnant. I'm a guy, but it felt so realistic. As a pregnant lady, last night I had a dream that my baby kicked so hard I had baby legs sticking out of my stomach from a huge hole. I'll trade ya. Excuse me, what the f***? Pregnancy dreams are so bizarre. The mixture of hormones and sleep deprivation, since you're too uncomfortable to sleep 7 straight hours, makes for a not fun time. My fell out, and I was like, then I woke up. My fly once unzipped itself in the middle of a speech. Needless to say, everyone was laughing. I don't know why. So in real life, my kittens have ringworm and we put them in quarantine, but it already passed to my dog, my sister, and my mom. For now, me and my dad are safe. In my dream, however, I thought I was safe until I turned my head and saw a huge mushroom growing on my shoulder. Ringworm is a fungus. My parents told me not to cut it off, but I accidentally brushed it off and it fell into the sink and it morphed into a weird heart-looking thing and it started beating like one. Then I woke up and I'm pretty sure I'm ringworm free. You definitely just got voodoo cursed. I dreamt worms grew out of me once. Yesterday, I dreamt I met myself. He wanted me to guess the song that was playing. I guessed correctly, but he told me no, and I believe the f***er. Trust nobody, not even yourself. Was in the army as infantry, before I had a family and kids. I still have plenty of dreams where I'm going back over there, and I'm just so worried about it all. Then I wake up, and I'm like, oh, thank God. I don't think I have PTSD, it's just dreams. I think most people normally dream about past jobs. They're not horrible dreams, just I know in my dreams I shouldn't be back in Afghanistan and yet there I am and I'm wondering why I got sent back. I have all sorts of dreams related to my military experience. Going back overseas and fighting are the majority of my dreams I have, along with experiences I had there. But I have dreams that I re-enlisted and I'm back in the army. I have had the same dream a couple of times that me and my army buddies rob a bank. Vividly realistic and quite tactical robbery. And when I wake up in the morning, I have to really tell myself, cops aren't after you. You did not rob a bank. This dream I've had 3 or 4 times, and in the morning I think, you can't rob a bank that tactically. Cops would know it was veterans, so my weird self then goes over what I remember from the dream and I think about missteps taken. What strikes me as odd is that these bank robbery dreams I so vividly recall, not going to rob a bank though in reality, folks. I dreamed that I had a class in college that I had forgotten that I signed up for and missed like half the class before I remembered. I hate that dream so much. Just this morning, I dreamt that I cut my hair after growing it for over 10 years. Holy shit, I had the same dream last night. I recently decided to grow out my hair. Last night, I dreamed I picked up a pair of scissors and awkwardly chopped half of it into a mullet for no reason. I was very relieved to wake up and discover that my hair was all still there. We all recently decided to do this. We are all considering awkwardly chopping it off. Falling through an infinite abyss. Not the worst dream, but interesting. My current boyfriend breaking up with me to get married to the girl my ex cheated on me with. She'll keep doing that until she knocks out all of the competition. For the past 3 weeks, I've been having these nightmares where I am back in school, all alone, unable to find my classes, failing my classes, missing the bus, and my bullies being much worse. I was bullied a lot when I was in school. I have sworn that I would never go to a brick and mortar school again after I graduated high school. One morning, I woke up, worried that I forgot my science homework. 5 minutes later, I realized I don't go to school anymore. That was a relief. I did this once. Woke up one morning realizing I didn't do some homework assignment, I think English, then I realized it was a Sunday morning. Then I realized I no longer went to school, hadn't been in over 20 years. I had a dream once fairly recently that I was at my aunt's house and all my family was there. I kept saying, "We need to wait for my husband," and everyone kept giving me weird looks, till they finally sat me down and said, "He doesn't exist. He's never existed. You're still with your abusive ex." I've never been more happy to wake up from a nightmare, and I often have night terrors involving the traumas I've already been through. I've had multiple dreams where I've ended up crapping myself for one reason or another. Oh Lord, I had a dream that I did that out of nervousness during my annual performance review at work. To this day, I can't get over the fact that I dreamed about that. I was arrested for some reason I don't remember, and the officer had just taken me out of the car and was about to walk me into the station. My hands were cuffed behind my back, and he kept roughing me up for no reason, smacking me on the head, stuff like that. It got worse and worse, and I started getting really mad. Eventually, I snapped. With my hands still bound, I charged him. He fell back and hit his head against the station's brick wall. He fell down to the ground and was completely motionless. Immediately, I freaked out. "Oh my God, he's dead. I'm a cop killer. I'm going to get executed." The panic woke me up, and it wasn't just a feeling of relief, but like that I got away with it. This might sound really weird, but I had the exact same dream, except the reason I got arrested in my dream was for stealing a Red Bull. Not quite the same. Using. I'm 5 years sober, and in times of great stress, I will occasionally have dreams where I fall off the wagon. It takes days to shake off the shame of it. Days. I have to tell myself over and over that it didn't actually happen, that I didn't actually let myself and my family down, that I'm not a failure. Sigh. 5 years is amazing. Well done. My school blew up while all the kids were inside. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind. Okay, that is dark. I dreamt my father died. It was so vivid I was physically affected for the next half an hour or so after waking up. Well, my dad is a healthy man in his 50s, so all is good. Same, but it was my mom. Woke up crying at 4 a.m. and cried for half an hour after. Really wanted to ring her, but it was too early. So vivid, and the emotions stayed with me even though I knew it was a dream. Spoke to her later that day, and she was fine. Couldn't bring myself to tell her what I dreamt though. My dad, just like the rest of my family, has blue eyes. I dreamed that my whole family was sitting in our living room with my dad talking about something. Very quickly, I noticed that his eyes are a very weird colour. They basically have 3 different coloured rings around the pupil, yellow, red, and again yellow. In addition, his pupils dilate and contract quickly, but not symmetrically, one pupil being bigger, smaller than the other. At first it seems that he is very enthusiastic about the conversation, but he looks more hyper and feverish by the minute. I poke my mom and say, "Look at his eyes. I don't like them. They're weird." He's becoming more excited about whatever, starts sweating, and then just slumps into the sofa, passing out. My mom, nurse in real life, goes over in a relaxed way and checks on him, while I just look at him in a very confused and what the hell manner. Then I hear my mom coming into my room and waking me up with the question, "It's 10 past 8, are you getting up?" I was very confused and my heart was beating quickly for about 10 minutes, but I was super relieved when I saw that my dad, caregiver, nurse assistant in real life, not sure what it's called in English, had returned safely from his night shift. The dream reminded me of Supernatural in a scary way. Dreams during pregnancy are really, really weird thanks to hormones. In one, my little sister was having another baby. She has 4 instead of me. I woke up super pregnant and confused. In another, my husband paid for an escort. In the dream, I was more angry about the amount he paid than the cheating. Once awake, was mad about both. I had a dream during my third pregnancy that I was watching her kick my belly and I could see the clear imprint of her foot. She kept pushing it until her foot popped out of my belly. I grabbed her leg and tugged her all the way out. Was very confused when I woke up with a belly too. With my first, I dreamed I was in hell, but I wasn't scared. I was carrying the Antichrist, so I was pretty high status. What?